Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, what do we have here? This is an 8v8 in a
Battle
map
spotted.
called Cells. So, I don't think I've played this map on any of the videos before, right? But I think I have played it in other sort of private games. So, this is an interesting one. I am playing blue team in the southern central position, I'd say. So with this map, you don't really get a the start positions are all front, right? The start positions are all front, um, and that's interesting because although these start positions say a certain thing, right, and they're meant to be more as a guide, but I know some people take them really, really, really seriously, right? But if everybody just plays as though they're playing front line, right, and let's say one of your squad mates goes air as an example, and the enemy team hasn't. In my opinion, you're gonna be in a pretty good advantage because you're gonna be in a place where you could create bombers, right? And the opposition team probably don't even have any anti-air because they're assuming everyone's doing the roleplay stuff, so no one's bothering to go air. You can make gunships. You could make these types of units that's gonna bring such a new dynamic to the battlefield, and that's gonna potentially get you the win. Right? So have a think about that when you're playing in these types of games. But what I would say is, if you're going to do that, if you're going to deviate from like the role starts, communicate with your team. Let them know you're thinking about doing this, right, and get their thoughts on it. Because you want to play as a team, so you could say, hey, look, I want to go air. Right, I want to go air. I want to start bombing them. I want to make some gunships. Right, let them know. Let them know your thought plans because that's going to help the team realize that okay, they might have to support you a little bit more in terms of protecting you from raids and things like this. So what am I doing here? So there isn't really a tech position. However, I did want to tech in this because my thought process was kind of like what I just described. If all of the enemy team, right, are gonna just stay in tier one for a considerably a long amount of time because they're just battling everybody else on the front lines. And if I can get tier two out early, that's going to give us a significant advantage, right? A significant advantage. But what that does mean is I'm relying heavily on my guys here, my comrades in arms, Melumi, right? WYWY, maybe Weeby, unseen. I'm relying on these guys to protect me and to cover me. And I'm guilty. I didn't even communicate with the team that I'm planning to tech. And to be, I don't think I even knew I wanted to try and tech up until I started the game and thought, hang on a minute, rather than just pushing up, I think I can, I can maybe go for this and see how it goes, right? And worst case, I've got the lab and I've got my commander here. That means I can pump out units super quick if I needed to. If I needed to. So who else we got here? We've got Killer Willis, King Willie. We've got Blake Gibson. We've got Nahu. And we've got our blue team leader, Admos. Admos. Yo, I like this. See? More and more people are incorporating this into their plays, right? And I know more beyond all reason, YouTube channels and things like this when they're casting games, they're always talking about the energy storages. So it's good to see. It's good to see that. I mean, the old school Total Annihilation days, right? I know certainly when I used to play it, I used to always make these energy storages, right? So it's good to kind of see it in player versus player games. Right, Mullis, what's Mr. Hot Pink doing? So this is quite a cautious play in my opinion. He's not that far away from his base. He's got a comrade literally, right behind him. I think one LLT, if you're gonna do it, one LLT would have been sufficient. But he's quite cautious. He's built two. He's got another two lined up here. That's gonna be interesting. Is he somebody that's a little bit afraid to pull the trigger? Looks like there was a skirmish over here. Oof. He took some hits. He took some hits. Yeah, Grunt Wreckage. Grunt Wreckage. So he survived. He survived nonetheless, right? Okay, Pink. Maybe he's not so cautious. He's got a res bot. Managed to take one of those out. Okay, he stopped that mechs from being built. Okay, this is pretty good play by Mullis actually. He's doing it enough. Let's see his player view. Okay, he knows there's an LLT there. He's done enough to stay away from that laser fire, right? But it looks like Wee, apologies Wee or WY, if that's not how you spell it. Maybe you're YY. I don't know, but I'm gonna call you Wee. Hope you don't mind, my man. Yeah, this is good. He's come in to protect his comrade over there. Unseen has moved a little bit forward. This is nice. These guys, they've taken a okay. He's a bit hesitant as well. He's not necessarily gone in for the center to try and contest that battleground, right? The Malicious Kermit. That's a nice name. That's a pretty good name. All right. I'm not sure about. Okay, he wants to fortify this. Again, good. Gonna last only so long. You get a few spider bots up into these ridges, right? These little mountains, and gonna be in some trouble there. Okay, vehicles, good. They're gonna struggle a little bit, just a little bit in this terrain, but not too much. I mean, they're these little hills, if you want to call them that, they're not too bad, right? So you can get vehicles across, and vehicles are going to be good, right? Because they're more tankier than bots. Right? They're more tankier than bots. Usually have more range than bots as well, so that's going to be good. I would love to see a Cerberus somewhere here. Don't worry about getting the economy with a geo spot right in the central position of a map. You wanna, if you can, you wanna get a Cerberus up there. Nah, I really like this. Look, he's Admiral started here. He would have built a bot lab, but he's reclaimed it and he's just building up an economy. And you can see, look, his metal is really good. His energy is coming up. He's got some construction turrets here that's going to really help with the build. He's put a forward bot lab because he wants to get units out super quick, super fast. He hasn't committed to a comm turret, which is smart, because he's probably thinking, look, I don't have the resources for this, so I'm just going to utilize my my construction bots to help with the lab, right? Now this is a pain. These Centurions, honestly, I've had a bit more experience fighting these. I mean, it looked like it just got torn up there like a piece of paper, right? But you build like 2 of them, 3 of them, and you get some pawns around these guys, right? They are terrible to fight. They're terrible to fight. Oh wow, look. I mean, they're yellow player. Tronics, tier 2 already. I mean, that's 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Yeah, look, he would have eaten up his commander, self-did, eaten it up. And he's looking to pump them out. But look, his economy isn't that substantial, right? It's not that substantial, but he's still doing it. He's not. His metal is good. He's not completely down on energy. If you compare that to me, I'm in tier 2 as well. Similar thing. 8 up the commander, but my economy isn't anywhere near as good. I think my problem was I shouldn't have just started building units, but I wanted to support my team. I saw that they had a couple of raids already, and I wanted to support them. But what I should have done is not bother with the hounds, and just allow at least 1 mechs to have been built, maybe 2. 2 would have been ideal, advanced mechs, right? Before making further units. But I wanted to support the team. I felt as though, look, if I get these guys, some of these get a hound or 2 into the front lines, right? That's going to make a big difference, especially if they had artillery, units up here, right? Or even these artillery defenses, like an agitator. The hound won't do too good against them, but I thought if something happened and I got enough units with the squad mates, we can make a push and take some of these things out. But that agitator is going to cause us problems, because he's just going to have crazy range, and my hound can't get to him. Only thing that's kind of helping us is he probably doesn't have vision. Yeah, he doesn't have vision. One of the things that we could be thinking about in terms of improvements here is putting a radar jammer. Raider's great. We need a Raider jammer as well, because what we don't want is him to build more of these you know, long range firing defenses. Yeah, using them as a offensive weapon coming after us, and then having these are the ones that I was really worried about. It's the actual units. It's the units. Because unlike static defenses, you can move these bad boys around. You can adapt, right? So their range will always become lethal. Will always be lethal. Right, now I've got at least one mechs up. Not doing the best for me again. I think I'm doing too much. I think I'm doing too much. It's going straight into these hounds. I think it was a little bit too much of a commitment, right? And I'm not being able. I can't ball them up as I would want. So I'm trying to get them to go here rather than push them all the way to the front. But with the way I'm building it, it's just not healthy. I really should have gotten the advanced mexes up. Okay. This is what I mean about the airplay. Now, I don't rate the fact that he just sent one bomber. What's one bomber ever going to do? But I do like the fact that King Wele, he was cognizant of the fact that, look, somebody may go air. So why not just have, you know, some air cover? In tier 1 air defense, I think for the most part, it's going to be enough. This Killer Kermit's looking dangerous. I think these rocket bots, they're going to trade really well against the FUDs. Right, what, yeah, I mean, maces. I'm kind of getting these names mixed up. As long as he can keep them dancing, right, he's going to do really, really well. And if these guys push a bit too forward, they're going to have LLTs to contest with, so something for him to think about. Right, Admos. Man, he's kind of a 2v1 at the moment a little bit. Oh, he's got some support. Blake's come in. This is nice. Yeah, see what I mean about vehicles? They're going to pack a punch. Genesis are going to do well. They're going to do well. As long as they can kind of keep their distance from these welders, right? They are going to be able to do significant damage to welders. Significant damage to welders. And that's what you want to see. Yeah, I like this. A stout. Good. For that mobility, right? This is good play. This is interesting. So rather than chasing those guys, he's got confident that his teammate is going to be able to take care of those units, right? Or at least he's going to have enough here to make sure that they can't do as much damage as they otherwise potentially could have. So he's just gone into their base. He's doing a counter attack. He's counter attacking their attack to make them think twice, and it really helped. Look. It stopped these guys from just marching on. They had to kind of wait a little bit and deal with the threat against the base. Getting over here. So this is really interesting to me. So he's got a mechs, like a metal point, that he's not even capping off. He's not capping off. But he's still pumping out units. He's doing really well with pumping. I mean, he's got hardly any wind, right? He's just got 2 solars. Somehow he's still, yeah. I mean, if you look at me, I'm poverty stricken. You know, I'm completely poverty stricken. So that's but I look bigger on the map, right? I look like I should be doing better. I've got 4 mexes caps off with advanced metal extractors, yeah, and I'm more poverty stricken than him, and I've got a 5th one coming up. Looks like another raid. Oof, that's a big hit. That's a big hit. But this isn't the end of things, right? It looks bad, and it is bad, right? But his comm is still alive. He's got 3 construction bots. He can get the reclaim on all of this. He's going to get some really good metal coming in, yeah? And honestly, he could just go and make a tier 2 lab, if not a tier 1. He can make a tier 2, and he'll be alright. He'll be alright. Look, he's still got a good... He's got a good bit of energy still here. His front line is pretty well protected in terms of like the static defenses. He's got 1 HLT. That's good. That's going to do really well against bots. Only danger is this guy getting the reclaim. Yeah, Panther. But look, he's their top player for a reason, right? Wow. I mean, I thought I was Lord of Towers once upon a time, but clearly there is a contender here. Clearly a contender here. Those LLTs are going to be really useful for now. But as soon as we've got into a point where we're actually, you know, pumping out tier 2 units on the regular, right? Those LLTs are going to be useless. Yeah, there's me calling for a Raider Jammer because he's got to be some way to protect himself, to shroud himself whilst he's rebuilding. It looks like he's going for vehicles. Yeah, he wants to pack a punch. That's not a bad move at all. I do like that. You know, shout out to Wee. I mean, he's been pumping out units, sending them constantly, right? I've now started sending out tier 2 cons. So in one of my my previous videos, you might have like seen me have a little bit of a rant around people that just demand payment, otherwise they won't send out tier 2 cons to any of their friends, and they just lose the game. It forces you to just lose the game, right? And what did you achieve besides nothing? It's fake money, guys. It's a video game. So what I've been doing is making the cons. I've not turned around and shouted at people for money because I know they're fighting. I can see the mini map, right? Even if you go to play with, I can see my guys are in a beef. They're in the thick of war. So I can't expect them to give up their metal, stop them from producing units, right? Who are overall they're protecting me. To be completely honest, these guys are protecting me, right? So I'm creating these tier 2 cons. I'm sending them out. I'm getting them to make mexes already for the squad. Oof, I didn't see this. This is big. But we should hopefully be able to recover from this. Look, again, he's got a good few. Yeah, he's got construction bots. He's got construction bots, right? He still has a decent army. This is a really good army, in fact, out front. So that should keep the Kermit at bay, right? But they sense blood. They clearly sense blood. What's he written here? His base is obliterated. I just bombed him. Oof. You see what I mean? That's how it happened, right? Air. So back to what I mentioned, right? You have one guy that goes air. He's going to build bombers. He's going to build bombers and come for you. This blueprint, Kiengwele. I don't like this blueprint, my man. This is highly explosive. This is volatile as hell. I mean, wind turbines are volatile anyway, right? But then you got energy converters in the middle of them. Any of these things go off, this whole section, this block is gone. It's over. It's finished. Right, where's this bad boy going? There's another con that I've sent to my comrade up here. The only cons that I didn't send was to our leader here, because I can see he's already in tier 2. So what's he gonna do with that con? He's in tier 2 as well. But I think, I'm not sure if I send a com to Blake. Alright guys, another one. Wind turbines, space them out. Space them, don't make them into too much of a farm. If some units get into the back lines, or one single bomber, even one single bomber, get some hits on here, it's over with, right? So space them out. Even my spacing may not be the best, but it's at least something, right? It's at least something. If one of these sections gets hit, I'm not completely out of the game. Not completely out of the game. Right, now I'm able to send a few more units over to my comrade over here. That should hopefully bolster him a little bit, and maybe keep the morale up a bit. Now I've sent some units up here as well, because I think there was a raid. Yeah, a raid happened, and I thought, right, I need to get some units there, at least provide some level of protection. He's now going to tier 2 vehicles. Nice. Really good. It'll be really nice to see some Starlights coming out of there, some missile trucks as well. That's going to help obliterate his frontline defenses. What we have in here, sprinters. See, I'm not completely against this unit. I think it does have some level of value, especially for raids. They don't cost the most, but they feel really, really, really squishy. You know, just barely more armored than a pawn. And yeah, and sometimes I don't feel like they move as fast as they could do. But I'm not completely against that unit. I'm not completely against that unit. Right, sorry about that. They're clearly looking to take advantage of this because some units have moved away from this section and they thought, right, we could get into the back of this. Yeah, look, coordinated push. Super play. I like this. I really like this. And this is the thing, right? If you're going to be playing Beyond a Reason, I suppose any RTS, right? You're watching these replays back, even though it's your enemy, you should admire how sometimes they look to pull things off, because it is good. I don't think my hounds are, and you know, this hound and these welders are going to be able to hold this back. It's just far too many units, and they're tanks. Even though they're tier 1, they're still tanks. They're going to do really, really, really good. Yeah. My units are done, obliterated. I've got a few more coming. I've clearly looking to try and protect the homie as much as possible, right? As much as possible, but yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. There's no other real defenses here besides that one LLT that you see firing off, doing what it can. There's not too much. And the hounds, they don't have a Gauss mode anymore. Season 2 with the nerfing, right? It just doesn't have a Gauss mode. If you did have a Gauss, I think I would have killed this push, eliminated it far earlier, far earlier. I think he's gonna get the converters, yeah. But at least he had some spaced out, right? He had some spaced out. Now he's gonna be able to get the reclaim on all of this, right? Which is gonna be super useful, super useful. I mean, if he had some res bots, that would have been great as well, because at least some of the more valuable things he could have got back up, right? He could have got on back up. But look, it's not the end of the world. I've got some units there, although damaged, they're there to help protect. There's me, not respect the airplay, right? Not respect the airplay. But as you can see, yeah, look, that's a nice amount of bombers, if I'm to be completely honest. Even with my spacing, I mean, he could have done a lot more damage, to be completely fair there. But he wanted to go for the fusions. He wanted to go for the fusions. Thankfully, I got this up. I didn't respect the airplay enough. Nowhere near enough. Now they're going to take a little bit of a licking, but unless my comrades have some air defenses themselves, this is going to be tough. Yeah, nice. He's got 2 of these chainsaws, right? Yeah, look, that was enough to halt that. That was enough to halt that. Shout out to Unseen. Shout out to this guy here, man. Like, he's wounded. He's trying to rebuild himself, yeah. And he's still thinking about supporting the squad here. You know, that is teamwork. That is real teamwork. Now, I don't have a tier 1 bot lab, so I don't have any res bots. Otherwise, I would have just resed the fusion, not reclaimed it, just straight up res it and get that back up and running. Resurrecting anything only takes energy, not metal. So always keep that in mind, right? But look, it is what it is. He got a good hit on me. And now this guy's is certainly growing. I mean, he's feeling really confident, isn't he? I mean, he's not spacing at any of his wind. He's not spacing at any of his wind. He ain't playing that game. Yeah. He's thinking, look, I'm untouchable here. I'm untouchable. I've done enough. This was the air player, right? The chronic killer. Mr. Problematic. Mr. Problematic. I mean, besides the malicious Kermit, it looks like all of these guys are... Yeah, look, he's a cautious player, right? This guy was the King of Towers, the Lord of Towers, and now look, he's going to be the Lord of the Gauntlets. I mean, with the amount of okay, he's in tier 2. Yeah, I'm the biggest fan of this. I mean, just having those more like fat boys, as you know, these units here, they're gonna do much better than gauntlets because at least you can move these guys as and when you need to move them. So always consider that when playing Beyond All Reason, right? Yeah, it might seem really tempting to build these static defenses, but more often than not, you're gonna be able to produce units that provide similar output, right? But at least they can move. At least they can move. So always keep that in mind. Wiwi is looking to get rebuilt. He must have got hit by the air player as well, I reckon. He must have done. Yeah, he must have done. Right, what is Unseen doing? Yeah, look, he's building. He's getting back up. He's getting back up. Getting back up. I know I criticize, you know, having the multiple labs sometimes, but look, we're 25 minutes in, right? And he's probably looking to create this for the res bots, to be completely honest. I don't think he's doing it for the and maybe ticks. I don't think he's doing it to knowing that it's going to be able to create rocketeers, maces, and that they're going to be anywhere near effective. Yeah, the dock, similar. I mean, all of these southern players are quite similar, right? They're heavy into their static, whilst these players, I mean, yeah, he's done some static, but he's fighting, yeah? He's gone air, and he's been really effective for their team. Really, really effective. I mean, those bombing runs are super, but look at this. Yes, Admos for the win. For the win. I mean, what an army. What an army. Now, what answer does he have for this? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, he's trying to make a tier 2 lab, right? And hats off to him. He's trying to do something, but he's not going to be able to get this built in time. He's not even if he does. What's he going to build that's going to be worthwhile that can take this number of units out? Right? Hardly anything. At this point, what he could have done is shurikens, because he's Cortex. So he could have built or tried to pump shurikens to try and disable all of this. Yo, spotted. Looks like he's left the game. See, come on, man. Why leave, right? I mean, for the sport, fight till the end. Fight till the end. I mean, because he did really good. I mean, he bombarded all of us, right, and battered our bases, right? Absolutely battered our bases. But we stuck at it. We stuck at it. We dug in deep. We looked to support our squad mates that got hit with whatever support we can, and we stayed strong. But shout out to Admos. I mean, this guy. I'd even say he's probably carried us, because with those bombing runs that happened and everything else, right, we weren't doing the best. And I wasn't growing as quickly or as effectively as I hoped I would do, right? But at least, you know what, I got tier 2 construction bots over to my squad, helped them actually build up a little bit. I sent units where I can to help stop raids and things like this happening, right? And yeah, look, Admos is spot on. Build the units, you'll get the win. These guys went heavy into static defenses, and with that, that's going to be all she wrote. Yeah, and I was still trying to build up a little bit of an economy. Trying to send spider bots to help. But yeah, look, Admos, absolutely spot on. This is a well-deserved award, the golden calf, because this guy here, he certainly did everything in the game. But yeah, look, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope there's some learning, some takeaways in terms of team play, right? Where you can be effective even if you're not frontlining and getting the scalps, as you may be doing in other games you play. and how you can stay strong as a team, as a unit, and even when things aren't looking great, you can still help each other rebuild, right? And maybe that one superstar in your team can go and get those scouts. Right, guys, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.